Good morning all. Well, still just about morning. Sorry I'm a bit late. I've been off doing something else, not quite so pleasant. I haven't got it, I promise you. Okay then, joke for the daytime. And it is one that many of you will have heard, especially if you've been to a wedding that I've done. But for those of you who haven't heard it before, here we go. Once upon a time, there was a great big charismatic church, and every week people would flock from miles to come along and hear the preacher come along and say his words of wisdom, much like Headcorn. No, anyway. And the place would be absolutely packed every week. And every week the preacher would go up into his pulpit and he'd bang away and tell them how awful they all were and they needed to mend their ways, otherwise who knows what would happen on the day of the end of the world. And they're all hanging on every word. One day he's up there banging away as usual, when suddenly the doors at the back fling open and in comes this creature with the horns and the tail and the trident. It's old Nick himself. And he stands at the back and he lets out an enormous roar. Everybody turns around, realise at once who it is, and they head for the other exit. And they're all gone in a flash. Pandemonium, they're gone. And old Nick, the devil, swaggers down the aisle, thinks, I haven't lost it then. Suddenly realises he's not alone. There is still one little old man sitting there. He's a bit confused by this, so he goes up to him and he roars again. The little old man just looks at him and smiles. He's getting a bit confused now. So he lets out another roar, slightly louder. The little old man just looks at him and winks. Now old Nick is really, really confused. So he lets out one massive roar. And the old man still just sits there. And then he looks at old Nick and he says, are you all right? And old Nick said, well, I'm all right, but are you? Don't you know who I am? Of course I do, goes old Nick. I've been married to your sister for the last 40 years. I get told off for telling that one in church. But I'm not in church, so it doesn't matter. This lockdown that we've got at the moment is in dire danger of putting pressure on a lot of our relationships. People who we love dearly but don't spend all day with may suddenly be getting under our feet. Suddenly we might start to be rubbing up against each other and starting to sort of annoy each other. We might be becoming more aware of the things that annoy each other. And that's not right, because actually we should be concentrating on what it is about those we love dearly that is so special. And we also find that relationships at this time with people that we have who don't live near us may also be put under pressure. It could even be the case of out of sight, out of mind. And of course they shouldn't be out of mind. So besides making sure that we keep thinking about the things that we love, about the people we're actually living with, and getting to grips with the fact that not everyone's perfect, not even me, so we can all annoy each other sometimes. We should also make sure we keep in touch with those further afield, those who we might like to meet up with for a coffee sometimes, or a family barbecue or whatever. Phone them up, speak to them on Zoom or whatever. Make sure we keep those relationships strong and firm. Don't let them suffer. And as we go back to that joke, we need to remember one thing. The old man in the joke was fully aware of the fact that his wife was not perfect. But she gave him the strength to stand up to the unmentionable. Let's make sure we give each other the strength to stand up to this and to stand up to any pressures that might be put on us by what we're doing and the fact that we might be getting under each other's feet. God bless and stay safe.